Hey guys, really excited for this video because I want to share with you something I think is really cool. So I have multiple mini apps for UChat specifically for my CMA members, so my membership members. And I decided to release those mini apps into the general mini app store of UChat itself, so the entire UChat community can use those mini apps as well. Now, if you want to download it or install it inside of your workspace, you can do so for free. As you can see, the one on top, the utility app, will be the one for you to install. You will need to create a CMA wallet account, and basically my members will have unlimited access towards this mini app. Non-members will be able to create a free account, get 25 free credits, and then be able to basically test out any mini app, in this case the utility app. If you like what you see, you can purchase more credits, and otherwise you can just leave as is. No hard feelings whatsoever, but I do want to basically extend the mini app to the entire UChat community. And if you find it useful, you can go ahead and work with it, and otherwise you can just leave it, uninstall it, whatever you like to do. So once you installed this mini app and created your wallet account, on the mini app installation page you will see how you can create one. There will be a link inside. Then you will be able to use it inside of the flow builder. So if we take a look at a few actions, I'm not going to cover all 14. There are currently 14 actions inside this mini app, so I'm just going to highlight a few which I think are really cool and really time saving as well. So you can go there by going with an action node. With an action node we can go towards integrations, and then from integrations we can go with the CMA Utility app. Under the edit actions you will see all the available actions here, right? So I believe there are 14 available right now. There will be more added in the future, depending on the feedback that I receive. We will add more actions towards this mini app to make your life a little bit more easier. So one of the cool ones and one of the most used actions inside of this mini app is convert between two time zones. So for example, if you have backend times, so according towards your own time, but you will also want to display it inside of the time of the user, right? So this is a really useful action for this. So you can fill this in basically dynamically, as you can see here, or we can also go with any custom variable. So for example, let's say we are going with the year, and then with the month, and let's say today is the 11th, and then for the time zone, let's go with 10 p.m., right? Let's say the current time zone the business is in is, let's say, Australia, Brisbane. So let's say Australia, Brisbane. And the converted time zone I want it to be converted to is in my time zone. So that would be Europe/Budapest. You can then basically map the converted time date, and let's save this. Now let's output this. So let's go and have a simple text node, and now let's output this. So let's say converted time is, and then we can go with the converted time custom field. So let's preview this step and see what we get, right? So we should now get 10 p.m. towards Europe Budapest converted into, I believe, 2 p.m. So let's see if that works, yes or no. And there we have it, the converted time is 2 p.m. because there's an 8-hour difference currently between Australia, Brisbane towards Hungary, Budapest. So this is a perfect way to utilize this action inside the mini app for displaying purposes as well. So let's go ahead and delete this action, and let's do a few more. So I will not go over every single date time action. So this was one for date time. Let's also go with the phone number. This is one of the most used actions of this mini app. So let's say I have a phone number that I receive in this format, right? And this could be a phone number, in this case for Hungarians. The leading digit, I know, should be a 7 for Hungarian numbers. And I also know that the time zone should be in +36. Now we can map the formatted phone number, and we should get a formatted phone number with land code included now. So if we take a look and replace this entirely with just a response custom field that we just used to map the phone number, if we are going with previewing this, let's see if we get the nicely formatted phone number back. And there we go, nicely formatted. So what happens if we get it in a different format, right? So that is all taken care of inside the backend. So let's say we already have 36, but we just missed the, we basically missed the specific plus sign in front of it. That's all being taken care of. So if we preview it again, you will see that now we will get the exact same format back every single time. There we go. And it doesn't really matter how the number is formatted, as long as we have the leading digit and the land code, and the rest will be taken care of inside the mini app. So all magic happens there. A really important, basically important action, because we get phone numbers in tons of different kinds of formats, and that's always an issue when trying to automate certain processes inside of chatbots or CRMs and stuff like that. And with this action, you can always reformat it exactly the same for every single phone number that you get. So let's go with a different action. So let's say, for example, I want to have a password generator. So a password generator or an API key generator is important for different kinds of use cases, right? So you can generate one-time codes the user needs to input, insert to verify an account. You can also generate API keys and put it inside of your own CRM system in order to validate certain users. There are a lot of use cases. So if we take a look here, let's say the length is 21. We want lower cases, we want upper cases. Do we also want numbers? So let's say no, but I do want special characters. If I say I'm going to map this response back, let's publish this and let's see what kind of password or API key that we get back this way. So let's take a look. And there we have it, a nicely formatted, totally random generated API key or password, right? So let's actually copy this and use the next follow-up action. So let's take a look at the next action, which is the ability to check the password strength. So that's also an action inside the mini app. So if we go with the password strength and just fill in the password that we just got generated, let's see how well strength-wise this is, right? So let's test this out. Let's preview this. There we go. And now let's see if it's a decent password, yes or no. And as you can see, it's actually an average password, because we basically limited to not including numbers, which is important for randomization purposes. But you can see that the password strength is working. If we are going with a different action, so let's take a look. I'm just going to do one or two more, just to give you an idea of the various actions inside of this mini app. Let's say we want to remove a character from a string. Let's say we have something between quotes. Let's say I want to this action to remove the quotes and give me one single sentence. And let's put in another quote. Let's say I want to remove all of these quotes, right? And so if we follow the logic, these 3 quotes should be removed from this string. So let's see if this works, yes or no. Let's just preview this, preview in pop-up, and then it should remove those 3 quotes inside of that single string. So let's take a look. And there we have it. How cool is that, right? And you don't have to do it with just characters. You can also do it with words. So if you get something in a certain response back and you want to only be left with the words or the characters that you need, right? You can also remove the words. So let's say from this action, I want to remove, let's say, the single sentence. So let's go with single. There we go. If we're going to preview this now, you will see that the word single should be removed from this string, from this sentence. So let's take a look. And now you will see that we have the quote still in place, but now we have removed the single word, right? So really cool, I think, can provide different kinds of use cases. I think a really useful action is being used a lot as well by the CMA members. And let's just do one more action to just give you a little bit of a taste for the mini app itself. So let's go inside the CMA Utility app, and let's say we want to, let's say we want to validate an email. So validating an email is not by validating if the email actually exists, but validating it using regex, so regular expressions. So making sure that the format of the email is properly set up, right? So if I say John Doe at doe.com, so this should return a false code, because we don't have any @ sign included inside of this specific test email. So if we're going to map the response, let's say, okay, we're going to preview this again. Then we should get an invalid status back. So let's take a look. As you can see, it's invalid. So just to show you that it indeed actually works, let's just remove this one. And so let's say John Doe at doe.com. So let's see if this returns a valid status. It should, because we have all the basically the proper format for the email. So we have the @ sign, the domain extension, and as you can see, we now get a valid status back. And you can do the same with phone number. So if the phone number needs to be included with a LAN code, right, and stuff like that, then you will also be able to insert that. So I think those are the actions that I wanted to highlight for now. Again, there are 14 different kinds of actions inside of this mini app. You can explore them yourself. Again, also non-members can just install the mini app, create a free wallet account, get 25 free credits, and just try it out and see if you like this, right? You can also request more actions to be added over time. Just send me a PM with all the feedback, and I will try to implement them as soon as possible. So again, I will just go over the different kinds of actions currently inside. We have 3 different kinds of date time actions, as you can see here. We have the convert between time zones, a really useful one, really used really often by the members. The difference between 2 dates, so if you need to do any kind of calculations, that is also available. You can format the date time into your own format. This is also available directly inside of UChat, but it's a little bit more difficult to set up. Here is just pressing the drop down, basically selecting your preferred formatting, and everything will be done for you inside the backend. We'll also be able to format phone numbers, obfuscate emails and phone numbers, get JSON paginize JSON. So if you have a large JSON string, right, and you want to provide a good solid paginization, and then you will be able to do so here as well. The password and API key generator I showed you. We have regular expressions to validate the password string, phone number or email. We also, in this one, I also showed you to remove a character from a certain string. You can also slice URLs, and also slice URLs if they contain certain ref payloads. So 2 different kinds of actions, also used quite often inside the mini app actions overview as well. So if you have any questions, do let me know. For now, if you are interested, just create your free wallet account, install the free mini app, get your 25 free credits. Again, CMA members will have unlimited usages, so no worries about that. Try it out, give me feedback, and I will try to improve the mini app accordingly. For now, have a great day, enjoy, take care, and I'll talk to you really, really soon.